Assalamualaikum and good morning to our lecturer Civil Engineering Material, Madam Norika binti Karim. I'm from Group 8 and my group member is Khalid bin Awang Anwar, Muhammad Nizam bin Muhammad Nafis, Koshi bin Evan, and Muhammad Izar bin Ahad. Today we will present about topic segregation on concrete. First, the definition of segregation of concrete. The process of separation of aggregate particles and cement paste from the concrete during the handling and placement of concrete is called the segregation of concrete. Number 3, what is segregation of concrete? Segregation is the separation of particles which are present in concrete, cement, sand, and aggregate. So when these particles are separated from each other is called segregation. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Nizam. Okay, right now I will explain what causes segregation of concrete, factors affecting segregation of concrete. Following are some of the causing segregation of concrete discussed in detail. Number 1. Excessive vibration of concrete. One of the main reasons for the segregation of concrete is the excessive vibration during the mixing process of concrete. In this case, the heavier particles of aggregates tend to settle down at the bottom while the lighter particles of cement tend to rise up towards the surface. This disturbs the homogeneity of the concrete mix. Alright, the second factor is high water cement ratio. Sometimes unskilled laborers or local contractors increase the amount of the water in the concrete mix to increase the workability of concrete. This high water cement ratio results in a high water cement ratio of concrete. High water content results in the separation of greater size particles from the cement slurry. Alright, the third factor is long route for transportation of concrete. If the mixed concrete is to be transported to a long distance, then also the particles may segregate during the route due to jerks. The fourth factor is dropping concrete for placing from a height. This is also another main cause of the segregation of concrete. If the concrete is allowed to fall from a height during placing, the constituents tend to segregate. This is because the difference in the specific gravity of particles. The specific gravity of cement is generally between 3.1 to 3.6 DCC, and that of the aggregates is between 2.6 to 2.7 GCC. Because of this reason, the aggregates and cement particles tend to separate from each other. Fifth factor is improper design mix of concrete. If proper considerations are not taken during the concrete mix design, the resultant mix may be prone to segregation. Lean mixed concrete has a high tendency for segregation. A lean mixed concrete, proper binding for aggregates is not available, resulting in them being segregated from rest of the constituents. Number 6. Use of poor graded aggregates. Well graded aggregates should be used in the concrete. Otherwise, it may result in the separation of the aggregates. Last but not least, insufficient compaction of concrete. Under compaction or over compaction can cause segregation of concrete. The aggregates separate from the cement particles due to excessive compaction, resulting in segregated concrete.
Today I want to talk about effects of segregation of concrete. First, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Koshi bin Evan. My number matrix 07DKA21F2059. As stated above, the effects of segregation of concrete are observed in hard concrete. Whether it is honeycombing, leakage, or corrosion, all these are observed in hardened concrete if the concrete has undergone segregation during the process of placing of concrete. Therefore, to prevent segregation of concrete, placing of concrete should be executed properly. Segregation of concrete is a harmful phenomenon, and some of the adverse effects of segregation of concrete are discussed below. First, honeycombing in concrete. Segregation of concrete can also result in honeycombing in the structure. Besides reducing the compressive strength of concrete, honeycombing can also result in poor finishing of the concrete surface. Number 2, leakage and corrosion in concrete. As the particles segregate, they give rise to pores in the concrete. These pores increase the permeability of the concrete and can also cause leakage of water. The intrusion of water inside the element of the structure like a beam, column, or slab can cause corrosion of the reinforcement. This can also lessen the bond strength between the concrete and reinforcement. Reduced bond strength reduce the durability of the structure. Number 3, reduction in load carrying capacity of concrete. As seen earlier, segregation of concrete affects the strength of concrete. It reduces the load carrying capacity of the element of the structure and the last formation of cracks in structure. As the strength of the concrete is reduced, the structure can develop cracks too. That's all from me. Next, I will leave this to Itzhar.
Okay, now how to prevent segregation of concrete. It is important to know the preventive measures for the segregation of concrete after knowing the harmful effects of the segregation of concrete. The preventive measures of segregation of concrete are discussed below. Okay, number 1, proper mixing of concrete. First, the concrete should be mixed properly in the concrete mixer before it is discharged. The mixing time should be as specified in the standards. Undermixing and overmixing can both cause segregation of fresh concrete. Okay, number 2, water-cement ratio. First, the water-cement ratio plays a crucial role in the segregation of concrete. If the water-cement ratio is high, there is much more free water, causing aggregates to separate from the mix. Number 3, proper proportioning of concrete during concrete mix design. First, a properly designed concrete mix the adequate cement quantity also helps in preventing the segregation of concrete. A proper quantity of cement prevents formation of lean concrete. Okay, number 4, pouring height. The height of pouring in the concrete at the required position should be limited to 1 to 1.5 meters. If the height of concrete pouring is more, then inclined shutters can be employed at an angle of 1.2 to 1.3. This inclination facilitates the smooth flow of the concrete, and the separation of aggregates from cement slurry is prevented. Ensure that the delivery end of the chute remains as close to the deposit point as possible. Alternatively, concrete can also be placed with the help of a pump to prevent segregation. Number 5, shortest route. For the transportation of concrete, the shortest route shall be selected. Long distance increases the probability of segregation of concrete because of jet and other factors. Okay, last conclusion. Segregation of concrete is a harmful phenomenon that deteriorates the quality of concrete greatly. Segregate concrete in the concrete in which the aggregate particles separate out from the cement paste. They affect the homogeneity of concrete and reduce the strength of concrete. Harmful effects of segregation of concrete include honeycombing in concrete, poor surface finish, reduced strength, reduction in permeability and leakage, crack formation and anything. Excessive water cement ratio, excessive vibration, prolonged mixing, increased height of dropping of concrete, poorly grade aggregates, lean mixed concrete are the cause for segregation of concrete.